I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something, if I get my hands on you, I promise you, you gonna know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Y'all, we are not even done with January and the heat is on. Listen, Nicki Minaj she's off her freaking rocker. Fruit gummy, you got it. Yes. What's tea? What's tea? You see that picture? Hey, listen. Fruit gummy says, now, Queen, that picture of Dawn. Listen, Nicki is off her freaking rocker. I believe in a freedom of speech. You know, you're off your rocker. And this isn't going to age well, Nicki, because I don't know what it is. A great portion of your demographic, your advocates, your supporters are predominantly, outside of being women, you have a huge slice of the pie when it comes to the LGBTQ plus, BTQT plus. Why would you think it's okay to refer to Don Lemon as a blank sucker? You see it on the screen. That's what she called him. She attacked him. Listen, let me just give you some background. Nicki, Dawn clapped back. And let me just say this. I believe in shining where you do well. This isn't the spot for you. I don't care if you just had a phenomenal, what you deem a phenomenal $1 million conversation with Erica Kirk. You're not going to win this one. You're out of your lane. You're, what is it, a lyricist in the rap game? But you may want to kind of watch where you go in the political realm. Does anybody else feel like Nicki was out of bounds? Does anybody else feel like Nicki's off her rocker? Or do you, hey, you know what? Actually, let me step back. Hell, do we have Team Don or Team Lemon or Team Minaj in the house? I don't want to get ahead of myself. Team Lemon or Team Minaj in the house? Let me make sure. I just assume. Team Lemon? Just put Lemon or Minaj. Okay, y'all are saying she's off her rocker. We got Team Lemon. We got Lemon. We got a few lemon heads in here. We got another lemon head. Oh, we got the lemon. Okay, drop the lemons in the chat. And drop the microphones in the chat if you with Nicki. If you're riding with Dawn, you're gonna ride this one out with Dawn. Go ahead and put the lemons in the chat. And if you're gonna ride this one out with Nicki, go ahead and put a microphone in the chat. We can do it that way. We can settle the score that way. We got Vivian Neal says Team Lemon checking in all the way from Jamaica. Welcome, Jamaica. We are happy to have you. Welcome, Jamaica. We are happy to have you. You know, I think you're looking for trouble, Nicki. I think you're looking for trouble. We have not one damn microphone in the house. We do not have not one, and don't put it just to be the first one. Stand on it. If you really support her, drop a microphone. So far, I don't see not one damn microphone. This is what we're doing for those of you that are just tuned in. Welcome. We're talking Nicki Minaj. She called Don Lemon a cocksucker. That's what she said. It's right here. She's upset with him. We're just getting a head count before we jump in because I don't want to assume that everybody here is Team Don. So we're just saying, if you are Team Don Lemon, drop a lemon in the chat. If you riding with Nicki, drop a microphone in the chat. That's it. That's all. But baby, when I tell you the heat is on and we're not even into what? Listen, can we freaking get to Valentine's Day? Nicki, I think you're looking for trouble. I don't think Nicki Minaj should be silenced. And all of that crap they were talking about a couple of months ago. She's crazy. Put her on meds. Now let her go. She gets the same freedom of speech. She gets the same flexibility to express herself that we give and we gave to Britney Spears. So that's kind of how I line it up. This is like Just like Brittany likes to dance on camera, Nicki likes to pick up a microphone and go for it and say whatever the hell it is that she wants to say. I just think you're looking for trouble. And woman to woman, I think you're going to find it. I don't think you're going to get the ear cover from the right that you think you're going to get if and when the shit hits the fan. I don't think you're going to have that type of cover that an Erica Kirk would have if she went toe to toe with the likes of a Don Lemon. That's all I'm saying. So I think you need to remember who you are and tread lightly. Because you are picking and poking and prodding your nose in places and spaces that it doesn't belong for a moment. And you just may get what you're looking for. You just may get what you're looking for. But listen, the block is hot. Nicki Minaj is not happy with Don Lemon. Okay. So mega activists, let's just start here. Mega activists and conservative leaders, they are calling y'all for the arrest of Don Lemon after a very chaotic anti-ICE protest that disrupted this past Sunday during the worship services at City's Church. City's Church. And I'm quoting WABC Radio. So it sparked a federal investigation, and the Trump administration is not happy. And I guess Nicki Minaj took it upon herself to prove that she's down for the cause, and she took to Twitter and she read Don Lemon for filth, called him every name in the book except the child of God. Now, here's my thing. You just sat down with Erica Kirk, who is a devout Christian. That's not very ladylike, Nicki. I think it's a conflict of interest. And I think you're going to outshine yourself in just a second. We're going to get into that. I see you. I see you. And you know what? Excuse my manners. Welcome to those of you that are tuned in from Twitter, and those of you that are tuned in here on YouTube, and also those of you that are tuned in via Facebook. All right. I know y'all probably can't see each other unless you comment directly, but outside of that, welcome. So, okay. Somebody just put something in the chat. They said, I want to not attack, but I want to address this. Hold on. Where is it? Deborah says that's BS. Dawn was live streaming what was happening. I'm going to highlight your comment. I want to come back to that. I want to come back to your comment. But they're calling for the mega activists and conservative leaders are calling for the arrest of Don Lemon. Okay. So what happened is it's everything unfolded in St. Paul when a group of demonstrators, they stormed into a church. Watch, hold on, y'all. Let me give you the facts. They weren't just protesting. This is why I say take it all in. They weren't just protesting outside of the church. Eventually, they took the action inside the church, mid-service, chanting "ICE out." And they accused the church leaders of cooperating with the federal authorities. Now, Don Lemon, he was let go. He used to work with CNN, and he was let go for his rant against women, whatever. He's done very well for himself as an independent broadcaster on YouTube. He's done very well for himself. I actually enjoy the space that he's in. I don't always agree with him, but I love to see people thrive after what people think or when people call themselves putting you out of business. And that's why I tell y'all, listen. If you are as good as you say you are in the corporate spaces and places that you work in, your title, who you work for, doesn't make you. Because if you're that good, you can go do it for yourself or you can go do it for somebody else. So Don Lemon said, you know what, to hell with it. And I'm not a supporter of either. Let's be very clear. He took his marbles and he went to play elsewhere and he became an independent I'm going to say creator, broadcaster, blogger for himself, and he's doing very well. Here's the problem, or what some people could see as a problem. Let me ask y'all this. Do you think the protesters had the right to enter the church, to storm into the church mid-service? Do you think Dawn should have followed them in? Dawn was live streaming on site during the protest. And when the demonstrators decided, hell, let's take it inside the church. Let's go inside the church. The doors of the church are open. Let's go.
There's 1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. It's 1,000.
Dawn said, I'm going in. So Dawn followed the demonstrators inside as services were interrupted and congregants walked out. We're gonna go through all of that. As a result of that, Nicki Minaj, and also because of who Dawn interviewed, but as a result of that, Nicki Minaj made a very bold statement on Twitter against what she felt Dawn did. She says, Dawn, you cock-sucking lemon. Dawn cock-sucking lemon is disgusting. How dare you? Let's show it. Because the receipts have to receipt. So I want you to think about all that, and I'm going to open up the lines. Not yet, in a few moments. Hold on. I want to open up the lines for you all to share your thoughts, specifically regarding the protest, Dawn working as an independent journalist, the protesters storming the church mid-service, Dawn going behind just to capture it. We're going to talk about it. Give me 1 second. Let's take a look at Nicki's tweet. We're going to watch the video footage, Dawn's response, and then we're going to open up the lines. So this is what she said right here. Uh-oh, it's still here. Y'all can't see it. Right here. She says, Dawn cocksucking lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. She's calling for him to be thrown in jail. And guess what? She's been supported by other mega activists. They're saying, lock him up. He needs to go to jail. My question to you all, does the church just take it on the chin? Was Dawn just doing his job? When does protesting cross the line of going from peaceful protesting to dangerous? So the protest was centered on the opposition to Donald Trump's expanded immigration enforcement in Minnesota. It's a lot going on in Minnesota. Okay. But he expanded immigration enforcement in Minnesota because of the money with the Somalians, but also the recent execution, the recent shooting of Renee Nicole Good by ICE earlier this month. Okay. So that's what started all of this. Are y'all following? So Nicki continued to bash Dawn on Twitter. And she reposted a tweet by someone else who people who don't like him. She called him a homophobic slur. She went after him and his white husband. She felt like he crossed the line. Okay. Now, Dawn is married to Tim Malone. Dawn's been married for 2 years, almost 2 years. Tim Malone is a real estate agent. So Nicki did not let up. And you know, when Nicki starts Nickiing, we going to be here for a while. She said he would never do that to another religion. Now let's do this. We're going to take a look at it. Let me play the video. We're going to go over what Nicki said. And then I'm going to give you a snippet of what she is attacking. Do you agree that, let me ask you this, can protesters or do protesters have the right to interrupt church services? What should be prioritized? The protest against the presence of immigration and customs enforcement agents, or should we prioritize the church? Where do you draw the line for those of you that are tuned in? According to media outlets, the reason why the protest took place at that church, because it's being alleged that the pastor of the church has ties to ICE. Now, I don't know if this is true. That's why I'm using the word alleged, but I'm just giving you a little bit of background of why the people pulled up to the location and may have stormed the church. They believe that the pastor has ties to ICE, and the pastor is a good, low down, dirty dog. So let me see what y'all are saying. Okay, here we go. There we go. Thank you. Chasing Dreams said, hold on, Queen Sheba. Dawn followed the protesters because City's Church, where they were, employs Pastor David Easterwood, who's also the director of ICE. I watched that entire live. Okay, let me highlight this. So he's a director of ICE, and he's also a minister in the church. Is that a conflict of interest, or is the man just, he has his day job, and then on Sunday, can he preach the word of God without posing or having a conflict of interest? Or because of his position with immigration and customs enforcement, does that automatically give the protesters a right to barge in? There's a lot at play here. Trish said, I'm not protesting for people who hate me. Okay. So some of you feel like Don did nothing wrong. He was respectful. Okay. Let's just take a look at the video, and then we'll come back to this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just open up the lines. When we're done, I am going to open up the lines. Now, but I have to say alleged, right? Because that's my job. I got to do that over here. So the protesters also ordered immigration agents to get the hell out of their town while they were demanding justice for Renee Good, who was, shot to death by an ICE agent, Jonathan Ross. So Don took to TMZ to respond to Nicki. He said, I'm not surprised. Nicki Minaj does not understand journalism, and she is weighing in on matters that are above her capacity. I think I'm gonna have to agree with that snippet. You remember I started off the live and I said, Nicki, I think you're out of your league. I think you're playing in spaces where there's a huge learning curve. And I get you wanna, I don't know, you need to be adjacent to the right side for whatever reason. Some people believe because you're an immigrant and you wanna save or salvage your immigration status and you feel like kissing ass. That's what some people are saying. That's not what I believe, but some people are saying you feel like if you kiss the ass of Donald Trump, that'll get you and your husband a permanent spot here in the good old US of A. But some people are also saying, no, she has a freedom of speech. She gets to pick a side like everybody else. How dare you punish her? How dare you create a smear campaign against her because she has the right to vote and believe in what she wants, right? There's no right or wrong in this. It's just a dialogue. However, I do think you're out of your league and you start to take the forefront and become a political expert in shit that you have no idea about or you don't understand how it works. You cannot bulldoze your way in sectors, spaces, or places because you just pulled up and you don't understand the assignment, which is what Dawn is saying. I don't think she understands how journalism works, and I think you're out of your league. I'll have to agree with that snippet. That's what he said, okay? However, he said the more appropriate image for her post is a pick-me doll. He said, Nicki's a pick-me. I don't know if those of you that are new over here, if you're familiar with what a pick-me is, but that's basically what he called her, a pick me. He said, you'll do anything, including kiss the ass of those on the right just to have a seat at the table. Pick me. He said, you need validation. You're overcompensating just to be let in. Now, Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, tweeted, President Donald Trump will not. Let me show you. This is what she said. She responded. Now, here's the thing for those of you that are tuned in. Some of you saying, listen, he's just doing his job. He's just doing his job. They don't like what ICE is doing. I get it. But be careful. This is what I'm going to say. When we start storming into places, spaces like churches, and if the shoe is on the other foot, do they have the same right to storm into places and spaces and take what they want and say what they want? And hospitals. Next thing you know, people will start storming into homes. Where do you draw the line? That's why I ask you. Where do you all draw the line? What's your comfort level? In spite of who you like, who you don't like, who you support, who you don't support, who you voted for, Democratic, Republic, whatever, okay? But Caroline said President Trump will not tolerate the intimidation and harassment of Christians in their sacred places of worship. The Department of Justice has launched a full investigation into the despicable incident that took place earlier today at a church in Minnesota. Yeah, he's under investigation. They're launching a federal investigation against Don Lemon. Don, I know you got the view and the click, but be careful because it sounds like they're setting you up. They're setting you up to take the fall for this. President Trump's White House press secretary, she said the commander-in-chief will not tolerate this at all. So Nicki has been very vocal, y'all. She's standing on business when it comes to Trump and MAGA. She's been very vocal about her support of Trump and MAGA during the president's second term in office. She said what she said. You saw her. You heard her a couple of weeks ago when she sat down with Erica Kirk. And that rhetoric, that dialogue was specifically aimed at Black women. Today, we're talking Don Lemon. All right. So let's get into this video. Give me 1 second. Pull it up. Here we go. They make you work hard for these videos, let me tell you. Hold on. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Oh, y'all, here we go. Oh my goodness. Work with me. All these ads. But while we're doing that and teeing up the video, what I like to do is go through some of the comments. Give me 1 second, everybody. We're going to get the video up in just a second. Hold on. All right. So let's see. Let's try it again. All right. Let's see. I'm going to move quickly. I'm trying. But when I tell you these websites, the way they have these videos set up, you barely scroll down. All these ads pop up. TMZ, you're doing too much. We need the video, but we don't need to go through all of these damn ads. All right, here we go. We may have to go through some ads. All right. Should I order it? The pot? For what? For your plant? Yeah, go ahead. All right, y'all, the ad is coming. Give me 1 second. Here we go. All right, so where do you draw the line? We got 9 seconds. Is it okay for protesters to ever storm into a church? Would you all have the same energy if they stormed into a black church and the pastor of a black church worked for ICE?
This is an operation that is a secret, that they invited folks out.
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere. They don't expect us to come there. And then we disrupt business as usual.
So right now it's kind of mayhem. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them. Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there is someone here in Easterwood, someone who is a member of ICE, and he's a pastor of the church.
Our church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
So this is what the First Amendment is about the freedom to protest.
There's varying array of views in this church on politics of immigration. Recognize the complexity of the issue.
This shows you just how divided America is. When you look at the protesters here, and then you look at the people there who are praying, and you know what was the interesting thing? If these two groups could just get together, they might figure out what to do.
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look, he's hugging his kid. And, you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. They think you lost and this didn't accomplish anything, and you went into their house, the house of the Lord.
The reality is the house of the Lord is a place where love lives. It's not a place where you can have a pastor masquerading as the director for the field office of ICE in St. Paul.
Woo, that's a lot. That's a lot. The first thing that comes to my mind, let me say this. There has to be law and order established, even if you're protesting. Let's just keep it real. So the first thing that came to my mind is, thank God nobody got hurt. Okay. Thank God nobody got hurt, because that could have got real ugly real fast if you were dealing with the right one, baby. But because you're dealing with the church crowd, they're probably not going to be as assertive and aggressive in their response. The first guy that Dawn was talking to with the microphone, with the headset microphone, you could tell he was like a deer in headlights, okay? Like, what the hell? I think it was a bit disruptive to go inside of a church, but it is what it is. Some people feel like, listen, it doesn't matter if the pastor is a director of immigration customs enforcement. I think it does matter. I think there has to be some type of system in place where everybody understand where to draw the line. Because if we continue, and listen, I ain't on either side, but when I get what y'all are saying, well, look, the ICE does it, but I don't work for ICE, and neither do you. And some people will beg to differ. That's their job. But when people start storming into a church, being disruptive like that, and the people that are storming in, watch this, thank God it didn't get ugly, have a problem with a particular demographic of law enforcement, ICE. What do you think the police are going to do when they pull up? Thank God it didn't get. What do you think is going to happen? So that's why I'm saying, right, wrong, or indifferent, thank God nobody got hurt. Because on one end, you would have been on the losing stick. You would have been on the losing end of that as protesters. Now, I'm not saying do or don't, but I'm just saying be mindful. Be mindful of what you're doing, who you're doing it against. And what happens when the boys pull up? They're not going to protect you if shit were to get out of hand. If you had people in the church that are armed like they are in some churches. Angie said the police were there and they just watched. Texas Ken said, was the pastor there at that time? It seemed as if the man he was speaking with may have been an assistant and or an associate pastor. Aquarius 1982 said, especially if their family is in that church. I think protesting is great. I think we get the job done with protesting. But my question is, where should we draw the line? That's all I'm asking. Do you get to make up the rules as you go because somebody inside the building is working for an entity that has pissed you off or an entity that you don't agree with? They said the police was there and sat in their cars eating donuts. Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. Y'all are saying that the police were there and sat in their cars eating donuts. Listen, that's all I'm saying. So, Nicki Minaj had a very strong opposing reaction to this. And I'm going to show you some of her tweets. Very strong opposing reaction. Oh, here we go. She did not hold back. These are not my words. These are hers. They're here on the screen. And I am going to read them. She says, true or false? Hashtag arrest Don Lemon. Somebody else, somebody commented under Nicki's tweet. It said, this is the same man who goes home every day to his white husband, yet parades himself as pro-black, questioning black people's authenticity and telling others to prove their blackness while feeling bold enough to speak on Nicki Minaj. And then she went on to say, this is an alcoholic who was fired from, and then it cut off. Who, I think she meant CNN, who was fired from CNN. Oh, here we go. Who was fired from a 17-year career because of a long documented pattern of misogyny, hostility, and disturbing behavior. Multiple women workplace culture where he engaged in aggressive, abusive, and violent behavior, including incidents where colleagues said they felt threatened, intimidated, or physically unsafe. And to that, he joked at Bill Cosby's victim and asked her, why didn't she use teeth? Oh, and yes, allegations of abuse toward both women and men have followed him publicly for years, especially after a bartender said he was harassed by him in 2019. She said, well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that part, so I'm going to skip over that. Lock him up, basically. So the bottom, you can see it. I'm just not going to read it. There's certain words that we're just going to avoid around here. Y'all get what I'm saying? So then Don sat down with TMZ. Let me pull up that video. And here's what he had. Here's was his response to Nicki Minaj. It's dirty. I mean, it's ugly. It's real messy. But I do think Nicki is out of her league. So give me 1 second. We're going to pull up his response when he sat down with Harvey. And then I'll open up the lines for you all to tell me what you think. All right, here we go. Thank you for your patience, everybody. And here we go. Let me know when you can see it.
Nicki Minaj and her response to all of this and the language that she used. I think it's interesting just because Nicki has been, over the last couple of months, made it clear that she is now publicly supporting, and I think maybe she has all along, but now publicly making known her support for the Trump administration and even the MAGA movement. The choice of words that she used to go after you, I'm not surprised she went after you.
Homophobic. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you have to black it out. You should show it to people. She called me Don, sea sucker lemon is disgusting. Look, this is what I'll say to Nicki Minaj. I normally don't respond to things like this, but F it. I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. For I don't think she's one of them, obviously, and she should, under Trump's rules, she should be deported because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented, and so she has shown her disdain for African Americans. So why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting. I have lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant woman? You should not be supporting her. Nicki Minaj, this is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand politics. She doesn't understand journalism. And I'm not surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there, a better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick-me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick-me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always weighing in on things that she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit the fuck down. And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile? And she has the nerve to say something disparaging about something.
Oh, Nicki, you're out your league.
Homophobic. I'm pretty sure that maybe that's part of the reason that she is cozying up to the Trump administration for some sort of leniency for her family members. And it's just very transparent. So Nicki Minaj, F off, stop being a homophobic bigot, and get a life and some brains.
Oh, he said, aren't you married to a pedophile? Oh, you out your league. Should you not be deported? Are you the same one who doesn't like black people? Excuse me, my fellow LGBTQ plus. Why are we purchasing her albums? How come that's basically what he's saying, Nicki. I don't think you're going to get the ear cover from the rights. I just don't know. You know what? Let me let the audience weigh in. Welcome, Fruit Gummy. What are your thoughts on today's topic?
Hey, Queen. I want to say that I love when you do topics like this, by the way. I have 3 points that I'll make, and I'll keep it short. The first one being is that Nicki Minaj is trying to lean into the grift, right? She went up there with Erica Kirk. I somewhat believe that she believes what she says. And then the other point, I think it's more of a money move. And so for her, whenever there's a topic that they're leaping on, she's now going to I'm going to leap on it even harder. But where she's going to fail is that the persona of Black that she is an insult to what they like. And so it comes off too vulgar, too raw, and it's going to backfire on her. That's my first thought. The second thought is that with Don Lemon, I think he was doing what other journalists do. He was reporting on real-time events that are taking place, and he was not the person who led the charge or the protest. Perfect example, no different than January 6th, since we want to talk about people storming things and things being abnormal. And then my third point, and then I'll wrap it up, is that in theory, no place of worship should be stormed. But we are living in very unprecedented times where people were saying, well, what was the goal of it? Disruption and attention. There are very abnormal things that are taking place. People's rights are being snatched away. Things are happening in the streets, and not just people who are undocumented, but U.S. citizens. And when you don't have law and order and respect across the board, these things happen. And so because one side has pushed so hard, now the other side is going to push. So in theory, no, it shouldn't have happened. But we're not living in ordinary times where people are going to be quote unquote peaceful or complacent. And those are my thoughts, Queen Sheba.
Oh, excellent layout. Excellent layout. Feel free to hang out. Very powerful bullet points. Give me 1 second. We got a few people that are using the super chat feature, and you can do that. For those of you that are at work, we have Measure Man. Thank you, Measure Man. Thank you for the 5-piece and a pepper. He said, just a midday pass through, Queen. You know how I do it. Well, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution to the channel and also using that super chat feature to make sure you get in what you need to say. Okay. Oppressing Women Network. Thank you for the 10-piece. She says, ICE enters homes, schools, etc. Go into church. That's what she said. I didn't. Listen, LaDawn Calhoun, what are your thoughts on today's topic?
Hi, Queen. How are you? I'm gonna say first of all, protesting, like you said, is good. Storming the church, I would rather seen them stay outside the church, but I understand because they set the tone. And like the caller said before us, it's different times, and how does it feel? Just like those people when you storm into the schools and their houses, how does it feel? But if I was protesting, I probably wouldn't have done it that way. But as Don's position, I don't think he did nothing wrong. He was part of news and media, and he went in as such, not a part of. So they need to start with that. As far as Nicki Minaj, I think she's a bobblehead, and I wouldn't take any advice or listen to anything she says. She doesn't live or stand for anything. She's running around with a man that has to be registered, and she want to tell us something. She's being used for the mouthpiece on that side. They want her to act a fool and look stupid. But he's only there for a couple more years, and then what is she gonna do?
Oh, let me ask you this real quick before I go to the next caller. Would it be safe to say that my interpretation of what you're saying is she's burning bridges?
Oh yeah, he's only there for a couple more years. What are you gonna do?
Oh, and I don't think very many people support pedophilia, pedophiles.
And it's on both sides, her man and her brother, allegedly.
Woo! Fix it, Jesus.
And I like Dawn's clapback. I love it. I love it that he didn't restrain because everything he said was on point.
Woo!
You want to bring it, Nikki? You want to play with the big dogs? This is how we do it. And he showed her.
Oh, Charnel Monet, thank you for the $2 super chat. She says, Nikki tweeted again about Dawn 33. Send it to me, Chanel, real quick. Inbox me. We're going to put it on the screen. Thank you, Chanel. Good looking out, baby. Welcome, She Coco. What's your thoughts, girl?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. We got you. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to, and can we cuss? Can we cuss? Or
yeah,
no?
just you go ahead. Keep it cute, but you got it. You can curse, you grown, but don't be, don't use certain words, but go ahead.
So serious, Queen Sheba. I am so serious. I'm trying to be calm I just want to thank you for speaking on this situation, but asking questions too, because I wholeheartedly hate the internet right now. Like I really hate the internet with a passion right now because people on here play too damn much. Like they play too fucking much, but people be living for real in real life. So I don't know why these people be on this internet talking about somewhere where they are not at. And it just bothers me. But to the point of this conversation, Nicki Minaj. Don't nobody give a fuck about no Nicki Minaj. I don't understand why. I don't know why everybody be making it seem like, I mean, the internet is another world. I know she's supposed to be like, I don't give a fuck what she is. All these celebrities really ain't on nothing, right? But we got a messed up government right now, and we got all these people confused about politics, and then all of them while they talking about the church, right? Like I don't even know why Nicki Minaj is talking about church. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand her talking about church. So I don't know. I mean, because the same way she can try to make it seem like something wrong with Don Living that he shouldn't go nowhere about church, and she's talking about whatever he got going on in his bedroom. She too is nothing but a whore. Her music promotes evil, whorish, trash behavior. So if you want to look in the Bible, it ain't no difference to be a sodomite or a whore. Everybody in trouble in that department. So all this fake outrage going on with all these whores.
Hold on, Coco. Coco, hold on. They said come back. You're going in and out. They want you to stay. They following you now. Stay close to your microphone, and I'm gonna let you cook. But stay very close to your microphone. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Don't move. Stay right there. You sound good. Stay there. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to calm down. So what's going on in Minnesota is real. All this stuff, everybody pushing some type of propaganda outside of Minnesota, right? We got all these people, they want to be like, oh, well, the FBA this, we rest in that, the migrant this, the Somali that, this and that. And half of these people ain't never laid eyes on a Somalian. And I don't even know why these niggas acting like the government don't know who he is. They know who they not giving, they know who they owe, they know who they took in slavery. They're not that dumb. So changing your name to something else, not gonna make them care anymore, because it's all the synagogue of Satan, all at that dang on White House, period, point blank. So all this crazy stuff that people be talking about on the internet, people don't understand till the National Guards and the squats running down on you in your city. And people in Minnesota is integrated. You got niggas from every part of the earth in Minnesota. Literally. When I say all of Africa is in Minnesota. When I say it's parts of Chicago in Minnesota, it's parts of Mississippi in Minnesota, Texas in Minnesota. Niggas from everywhere done bought they butt ran in Minnesota. For some reason, we got children here. All our children go to school together. Now, what I don't understand is how these people act like everything just some type of game or something. Because these people popping out, knocking on doors, and apparently they psychopaths because they done shot down a white chick and they ain't cared not one bit at all. And people like, oh, well, we ain't got nothing to do with me. We ain't in it. Nigga, you don't live here. You shouldn't be in it. Everybody on the internet talk too damn much. The kids is scared. Schools been keep closing. We don't know if our kids got school or not because of these damn people. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm 100% from off the flagships. Okay, so we ain't really worried about that. I don't really feel like I don't feel like I got the tolerance for people to be questioning me about anything in this raggedy ass country who ain't never gave me nothing good. Nicki Minaj is a part of what they didn't give me. That, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, Nicki Minaj is nothing. Period, point blank. She ain't talking about nothing. She don't stand for nothing. I don't care about her. She ain't on nothing. So this country ain't gave me nothing. But then I don't got time to be getting pulled over by no ICE people asking me nothing because I'm already irritated. It's slippery as hell. And these people is crazy. They gonna mess around. And people be seeing people getting killed and fucked up on the internet, right, all across the world. And then nobody don't ever stop to think, damn, that's messed up for real. Because it's an evil time we living in. Because just because something not directly happening to you, you be looking like, damn, that's messed up. And then they just go talk. Ain't saying nothing good. As far as Garland with the church, I think the lady that was leading that protest was supposed to be a pastor, I think. But at the end of the day, they tearing up Minneapolis. Everything is tore up because Trump on some serious stuff with the Somali people. Okay? The Somalian people came here because of the same raggedy ass government. So it don't matter. The Democrat, I don't care. They all the same damn government. They all evil. They harassing these people, and it's really all black people. Because like I said, all of Africa is here. They don't know if I'm from Africa or not. Because black is black. But everybody keep playing these politic games. Oh, well, the FBA, we ain't in it. We resting. I ain't had no rest since them motherfuckers came here. I'm stressed out. Period, point blank. Kids crying, kids scared as fuck.
I got you. 10 seconds, Coco. 10 seconds.
So anyways, as far as Nicki Minaj, it's a serious matter. Nobody should be listening to none of them bitches. Don Lemon, he was on the streets because Don Lemon went to Chicago when they was doing whatever. He just out here. Why is she mad? Why is she going for white supremacy? All this stuff with the homophobia, all that stuff, I'm just saying, it is what it is, but none of them is godly to be talking about no church anyways in the first place. And
I got you. Listen, that's Coco, y'all. That's she Coco. Listen, somebody said, damn, why am I stomping in my kitchen right now? Coco, thank you for coming up and laying it out like that. Woo! Thank you, Coco. That was Coco. She spoke. That's what we do over here. Listen, you got something you want to say? Click the damn link. Come up and speak your piece. Let me drop the link. You see how I don't listen. You good. You good. Let me read my super chat. Thank you, Nisi. Nisi too says she better speak. She better speak. We got another Coco. a different Coco. Welcome, Coco Lee. What are your thoughts?
Hello, Queen. I want to say we are clearly in a very unprecedented time. You heard the frustration in the last caller, and a lot of people are feeling that. First, starting with Don Lemon, I think he is doing what any other journalist would do. It's no different than a field reporter that's overseas and deployed with a military group reporting the action. So he's there reporting on the ground live action. What he's doing is, in the journalist world, I think they respect that. That's respected journalism. He's catching it live, and he's giving us not a filtered or doctored 6 o'clock version of what, say, on Fox you may get. We're getting it real time. As far as the people going inside the church, yep, that's very abnormal, but we are in a very abnormal time. And this is, to me, turning point. So many norms have been broken. So many what we thought were safeguards in laws that would protect us from this type of behavior from the government and people with positions of power. The abuse has gotten to a breaking point where people now, they're saying, we're not going to take it anymore. So now we see someone storming a group storming the church specifically to call out someone standing in the leadership of the church who's on the side of breaking all these norms. So it's a very dangerous time that we're in. And I believe the government is watching this, and they're weaponizing all of it to their advantage to further marshal power. I can see them eventually calling for the Insurrection Act to fully militarize cities, and they do this everywhere. So it's I don't know what the answer is going to be, but I know for anything to change, it has to be a huge collective effort. And I'm with the protesters doing what they did. It's unfortunate where we are, but it's only going to change if we push back against these unprecedented abuses that we're seeing from the government.
I got it. That's 2 Cocos back to back. Who does that? Where they do that at? We do.
I heard about you. I was waiting on you at the door.
We do.
I heard about you. I was waiting on you at the door.
1 second.
Hello.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm coming to you. Let me tee you up to get you a good announcement. Okay. We got Nikki tweeted about Dawn. We're going to take care of that. We got our next caller. Welcome, Zane. What are your thoughts on today's conversation?
Hey, Queen. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. You sound great. Go ahead. You got it.
I'm gonna run off some notes. So I had some friends, as far as the direct action and where they write, I had some friends that organized with Black Lives Matters. And when they did direct action, their bail was already paid when they knew they were going to be arrested. So that comment is just to say that organizers are really organizers. And I'm really confident that they were abreast on their rights to enter, as well as Don Lemon, as well as the police that didn't do nothing because they knew that they were in the right side of protest. So was Don Lemon wrong? Well, not really if he didn't do anything illegal. However, antagonists entering a Black church is really traumatic. So I like how you brought up that angle of, if this was a Black church, would that be different? Also, if you were a member of that church and that happened and your kid was upstairs in Sunday school with an old person, unsecured, it doesn't matter what side you're on, that would be scary, but that is the nature of protesting, being disruptive and unannounced. I'm a Nicki fan, but I also think you're right about her she's all up in a certain Kool-Aid and maybe don't know the full flavor. But same with Don, because what a great sacrifice. He's like a gay mixed token that thinks that he's in and has privilege. So let's say Don didn't do nothing to break the law, but he's being like dragged in the media. Side comment that might kind of like tie a little bit of these side notes together. One, Nicki Minaj was silenced by the Joe Biden administration during COVID when she tweeted something that questioned the vaccine based on what one of her cousins said in Trinidad. And she was dragged through the entire media unnecessarily, in my opinion. So I can kind of feel her villain era. And someone was like, well, the next administration's coming anyway. Well, they've already kind of villainized her. And she's in her villain era being very like risque, but maybe she's like, what do I have to lose? Final comment. Kanye West is very safely and comfortably MAGA. And don't nobody come for his head top when he wears his hat, when he gives his outlandish opinions publicly on Twitter. So I want to keep that in the mix when it comes to like demonizing Nicki Minaj. That's about it. Loving the convo. Peace, Queen.
All right. Peace, Zane. Thank you for coming up. Listen, she came prepared. She had her notes. I just love the diverse thought leadership that we have over here, not only from the women, but also from the men and the different array of callers, different array of different sizes. This is one of those places that you can pull up and say what the hell you want to say. You get what I'm saying? We serve it all up, baby. You're going to get a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And with that being said, hold up. They said Nicki Minaj just dropped a tweet. She's coming out the gates hot. She's standing on business. Let's see what the hell is going on. I want to see. I'm nosy. Give me a second. I'm going to pull it up. And then I'm going to see if we have any more callers. And if not, I'll wrap the shit up. I'll wrap it up. Hold on. All right, here we go. I may have to. So this is what Nicki did. So go ahead and turn off your cameras. If you don't want to be seen, I'm about to remove my overlay. Just hit the camera once. There you go. All right, here we go. Here we go. See, I take care of my people over here. Here we go. So Nicki just posted this, laugh out loud, and I purposely wrote it that way because I knew that would be the only way to get that cocksucker. Oh, Lord have mercy. Father Jesus. She said, I knew. Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me get myself together. Nicki Minaj just tweeted 36 minutes ago, and I purposely wrote it that way because I knew that would be the only way to get that cocksucker to post about it. They would have all collectively ignored the despicable behavior displayed by Lemonhead. I'm glad they're angry. They're about to get angrier. And she put the Chucky doll back up. She's standing on business. And not only is she standing on business, she just doubled the hell down. She got a damn weapon shooter.
You know, Queen, it's not funny, but it's funny in this regard, the hypocrisy. And you brought it up earlier, right? Her reasoning for wanting to attack or call out Don Lemon is because you're saying he insulted the Christian faith by storming a Christian church. But how are you going to advocate for, let's just kind of unpack Christianity and what it's saying about having the love of Christ, that's humility, that's being compassionate, that's being peaceful, that's watching your tongue, it's being slow to anger, it's helping the poor, it's loving thy neighbor. But in these tweets, you have called him something very vulgar, a slur, and now you are doubling back and saying, again, still speaking very profane and vulgar, and then saying that your intention was to anger. So you cannot, in the same breath, saying, I'm standing up for a faith, but you are being the antithesis of what that faith is. So again, it goes back to she is leaning into the grift. She wants attention. And whatever that is, whether it's money, whether it's her papers, or anything in between, she is crashing out because she wants something from that side. And I say this, it's going to fail miserably because the prototype of who she is as a Black woman is not going to be adopted the same way they would do with a Candace Owens. She's out of her league.
Oh, and she's the wrong, I like that, prototype.
The prototype, yes.
Yeah, Nicki, not my words. And I know these celebrities be in places. You'll be surprised, baby. They can tuck away in a corner and listen. She's saying, we get it. She gets it, but you're not the model that they're after. They like the Candace Owens model. They already have one of those. You're a little bit too rough around the edges. And when they're done with you, she's saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, you will be discarded. They will
Absolutely.
upgrade. Am I right?
You're absolutely right. And they're even doing it now, Queen, because if you go in those spaces where, you know, people of that ideology predominantly are, they're saying stuff like, I still don't like her. Her music sucks, but we'll use her. We can use her.
And look, this just got worse, y'all. Not only did Nicki Minaj just tweet this, and she says they're about to get angrier. Did she get a heads up? Because according to Bethany Johnson, breaking news, the Department of Justice just announced the intention to charge Don Lemon under the Ku Klux Klan Act. Lord have mercy. Somebody pull up the act so we can talk facts. The KKK Act makes it illegal to threaten, hurt, or intimidate people to prevent them from exercising their God-given rights. Hermit Dillon, the Klan Act is one of the most important. Hold on, let me pull it up. One of the most important. Whoa. Federal civil rights statutes. It's a law that makes it illegal to terrorize and violate the civil rights of citizens. Whenever people conspire this, the Klan Act can be used. Everyone in the protest community needs to know that the fullest force of federal government is going to come down and prevent this from happening and put people away for a long time. Dawn, let me tell you this. They're not going to play nice with you. They're not going to play nice with you for a number of reasons. They'll take Nicki over you today, and they will put you up and lock you up because they can. Okay, this isn't, hey, this isn't a fair game. I see you. This isn't a fair game here. So let me tell you what to do, Dawn. Somebody clip this out at the 1 hour mark. You need to book the first thing smoking. Get the hell up out of here. Bali, Dubai. I wouldn't even sit back and let them play with me like that. I get it, TT. You said he was only reporting. We are no longer dealing with the norm. Things are changing every day. The goalpost is being moved every day. The rules are being installed and implemented in real time every day. Forget what you knew. This is a brand new world. I would get up out of here for a little bit.
Queen, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
So with that, right, I think there's no irony, right? Use the Ku Klux Klan Act against the gay black man, right? With the chaos in the state that we are at this country, and I know you're saying get him out, right? Like he needs to go.
What you mean? Hold on, no. I said, okay. What do you understand?
No. I'm saying I was leading up. So I was saying that I know your advice to him is leave on the first thing smoking. I guess my question for you as well is that to me this feels like a turning point, even within the turning point. And so, what would be your suggestions for people that are saying, "Hey, I want to stay. I want to fight. Like this is where we are."
You're gonna lose.
Understand, and even if people are saying, "I'm
until
okay
2029, you're gonna lose." You get it? 4 years? Is it a 4-year term?
Yeah, I feel like I know we are optimistic that in 2028, 2029 things will be different. I don't. And that's
I don't know about being different. I'm not even saying that. Mm-hmm. Right now, let me say it again. The rules are being implemented in real time. The rules are what let me just play like I'm the president.
Okay, go ahead.
The rules are what I say they are. Oh, he has right as a journalist, not if I say he don't. That's what you're dealing with. He has a right, not if I say he doesn't. That's the administration we're under. So if you're going to stay, you got to play. You get what you don't have any rights. You do, but you don't, but you do, but you don't. We went and took Maduro. What are y'all talking about? He has rights. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and I completely feel what you're saying, Queen. I'm in agreement with you. I just think that there's
go to another country.
Mm-hmm.
Turn off all the lights. Turn off the lights. Disable any ability for you to be able to escape and pick your ass up and bring you to a different part of the world. hell yeah, they'll lock Don Lemon up, journalists or not. Queen Tulsa, welcome. What are your thoughts?
Greetings, Queen. We have breaking news. Don Lemon is under investigation according to TMZ. He has just wrote a check that can't be cashed. And when we talk about the wussy grabber, right? We think about, the brother and the husband and things like that. You have to, people, this is not nothing to play with. That man is under investigation as we speak. They've already made posts about it, TMZ, and we already know how TMZ works. It's not who you know is what. Come on now. It's a lot going on. Sometimes we have to, as journalists, we can't pick up a story and run with it. Not always. I'm going to go on mute because I got to calm myself down.
because you ain't
I'm hot.
screaming and hollering like you was the other day.
No, ma'am.
Listen. So people are saying, what does this mean for other journalists? They're not worried about other journalists. Only the ones who have power and influence and a little bit of money. Dawn, they've been after Dawn. This is a place where people want you to stay in your place. And they're going to mess with Dawn is doing a really good job. Let me tell you something. These people have access to your money, your bank account. They can see what you're making. I think Dawn's doing a hell of a job. And when you have a little bit of money, you have a little bit of influence and power. You can kind of call the shots. He's working for himself. He's not tied to a network where anybody can pick up the phone and say, get rid of him, like they did with Conan O'Brien. Was it Conan? No, what was the dark-haired guy? Not Conan O'Brien. The other guy. With the dark hair.
Is it the Como man?
No, the guy, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you can't make those kind of phone calls on Dawn.
Oh, Jimmy Kimmel. Sorry, Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm sorry, Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah. You see the difference? Dawn's making a lot of money. So Dawn's creating his own path. Dawn is doing listen, everybody say he's just being a journalist, but in the most innovative, beautiful way, because nobody's doing it like him right now.
He's shedding light on the dark.
Well, you don't even have to go that deep is what I'm trying to say. Typically, that type of coverage would belong to mainstream. You get what I'm saying? And here you are, you got your black ass in Minnesota. How in the hell did you get the call and we didn't know it was about to happen? Nah, you're under investigation.
Well, and guess what? We're about to deploy and you want to get your black tail out there and you want to report and you want to stand up for black people and you got this black pastor right next to you and it's not, Bob and Ken, reporting. If we gonna have any gays out there, it should be Bob and Ken, and then we'll ask Sarah in to get the full coverage. Go ahead.
Well, some people have a problem with you inventing and designing things first and knowing things first. So when you say, well, what does this mean for the rest of the journalists? Nothing. Everybody mute up for me. We got a little bit of background noise, and I'm going to call on y'all in just a second. They're pissed off, number one, because it was Don Lemon. If it was ABC, CNN, or anybody that people thought deserved it, there probably wouldn't be much of a problem. You get what I'm saying? Read between the lines of what I'm saying. We have people that have credit for inventing things and inventing shit that they never invented. Somebody else did. I'm talking in code, but you can go back years and years. Oh, who created this? Technically, not really. This person did, but they were living in a time and a space and an era where they were not considered equal. So they didn't get the recognition for the invention. Somebody else got it. Right?
We hear you, Queen. We picking up.
Okay. So Don Lemon was he the only journalist there? Independent?
Oh, no. with that kind of coverage.
Yes. That's all I'm saying. And he took it to his fucking YouTube page and probably made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Follow the money trail. If Don wasn't making money, Don wouldn't be a problem. So they have access. They know what he's pulling, what he's bringing in. She Coco, stay close to the mic. What you got? You're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yep, go ahead. Stay close to your mic.
Okay, so I'm pulled over now. One of your callers, and I guess I don't know if I was off topic or not when I was saying it, because I guess the question is about Don Lemon. Was he right or was he wrong for being there? Because I do believe that Don Lemon went to Minnesota to just be boots on the ground and be live, because there's a whole bunch of other platforms on the internet that's in the streets that's live, and they ain't black, but it's okay. You know,
But they're not under investigation.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
They're
though.
not under investigation. He just got under investigation, Queen,
Mhm.
because of this.
The thing though. So look, he under investigation. Whatever you under investigation for, whatever that is, I don't know what that's all about. But I'm saying, as far as a journalist, he don't work for no company no more. Whatever. He got his own YouTube channel. He living his life, living his dreams. He want the action, so he got on a flight and he went to go see what was going on for himself, and he recorded it. There's a lot of people on the internet that's doing that right now.
And
you
Queen,
know,
could I do a correction, because you said that
Hold
he
on,
was
let her
the only
finish.
one there.
Let her finish,
He's
and then
not.
you can come in. Let her finish. Let her finish her thought. Go ahead.
Maybe my stuff breaking up. He is not the only one there. It is many people coming to see what is going on. But I am saying that he was there too. He got on a flight to go and film and do a live show himself. He did the same thing in Chicago, and you know what I'm saying? He just there. I don't know what all this investigation stuff is about, and I do not care. And truth be told, Nicki Minaj don't care. I don't know what she's talking for, is what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know, why is she talking about Minnesota? And I don't understand why these people want
It
to
could be as simple. Hold on, Coco. It could be as simple because somebody asked her to.
Okay, and then look, your other caller, this is why I called back up here, right? So another caller, I don't know which one it was, they was saying something about, they offended Nicki Minaj. She was silenced when the Democrats or somebody silenced her when she was talking about COVID and some other stuff. And they was, you know what I'm saying? It was some political stuff she was trying to bring up and stuff like that. And I just wholeheartedly want to say, I don't give no fuck. These people is fake. I don't care. Our kids is out here having to deal with literal people with ARs, crazy stuff, and they are supremacists, okay? And the people be saying black people don't need to protest. We not, and that's what I really want to say. We're not doing anything because we are all afraid. We are staying out of the way. And every time I turn my YouTube on, it's some nigga on here antagonizing stuff from a whole nother state. And it's like, we don't need you to tell us what to do. We know what to do. We stand out the way. Y'all trying to push politics that don't even really necessarily apply to us here right now.
I got you, Coco. I got you. Let me go to the next one. Okay, Coco, mute up. Queen Tulsa, what were you wanting to get in there and say?
No, I was going to say that it was not just in defense of Don. He's not the only one that's there, Queen. Everybody else is covering the story. I think that Nicki definitely has a battery in her back. And I think, when we think about the administration, when we think about back in the day, it was grabbing of the, y'all know, can y'all follow me there? Grabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you think about grabbing, and we think about somebody in jail for what, grabbing or intimacy, and then we think about the current situation that's been grabbing, and he's ain't been wanting to let everybody know where he is, and he ended up getting in trouble for that. We have to follow the money. But it's so interesting. Didn't Snoop Dogg perform? Didn't Nelly perform? Nelly about to go and do some more stuff with MAGA. Luda was about to do it, but then when he found out what it was about, he pulled out. Nelly, we need to be talking about them all.
Okay, but we talking about Nicki today and Dawn.
But when she said don't trust them, I mean, just don't trust her, but don't trust any
I
of them.
got you, Tulsa. I know you can take it. They like when we go back and forth up here. So
oh yeah. Hold on.
Listen, hold on. Let me say this real quick. Somebody saying, but other people were there, but the shit didn't get popping until Dawn pulled up. Come on now. Didn't nobody give a damn about no Nick Shirley. I saw it. I seen, I went, I saw. Okay, next. But when Dawn pulled up, that's when the party started. And sometimes people just, it's the influence, it's the money that you're going to make. It's the fact that you can pull in more views than the syndicated show that we get to control. Hell no, we're going to charge you with leading the protest. We're going to charge you with storming the Capitol. That's it. That's all, folks. That's it. That's all. They can do what they want to do, as you can see, when they want to do it. The question is, Nicki, you got next. Today was a hell of a conversation. We've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes. I got to get ready for tonight because we're coming back for party in the chat. Y'all are off. Go get a nice bottle of wine. We coming back about 7:15 p.m. We going to talk some more ish. I don't know what we're talking about. Stay tuned. Make sure you have those notifications on. What are your final thoughts, panelists? Let me start with you, Coco. You got 30 seconds. Give them what you got.
Me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
30 seconds. Democrat, Republican, I don't care. Celebrities, they trash anyways. We real people, and nobody care about none of this stuff they pushing. And if you care about God for real, read the Bible for real. I prefer the KJV. Read that and stop playing with us. Hollywood, stop playing with us. You don't care. For real. Period, point blank. Heathens.
All right, that's she, Coco. That's what she's standing on. Let's go, Queen Tulsa. You got 30 seconds. What are your final thoughts?
Listen here. First of all, I want to say thank you for offering a platform for us to always come through and share our views and opinions. I want to say to Nicki Minaj and all her fans and things like this, listen here. Every knee must bow. Every knee must bow. We all are human. Tomorrow is not promised. And I just want to say, keep your head up and get right with the Lord, each and every one of y'all. And Queen, thank you so much for always honing in on the psychological and giving us on the Black experience. So, you're going to give your spill in a minute, but I really appreciate you. This is a place where we all can come. These are opinions. They are not facts. And you give us a voice to sound off and express ourselves. So thank you so much, sister. You're doing amazing work and continue to keep touching lives. This is the platform that you want to be. If you just got here, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend she was live, and bring a friend next time. How about that?
Yes, thank you, Tulsa.
Right,
thank you for coming up. And I know you have your own platform. Y'all make sure y'all check out Queen Tulsa. She has her own platform, but she's always over here pumping me up, hyping me up, and I love it and I appreciate it. Listen, there's a question before I go to Fruit Gummy wrapping up and sharing her final thoughts. BB Monet says, Monet, is that you from Traders? Listen, Monet said, y'all gonna watch Dawn? Yes, I tell y'all what, go over there and support Dawn. Dawn don't know who I am because I'm just a pea in a big old ocean, but I'm okay with that. Tell Dawn that Queen Sheba sent all 900 of y'all over there today. We gonna storm Dawn's capital to make sure we stand on business, right? And I'm not necessarily like pushing his agenda or anybody else's, but since we talking about it, let's show up and show out. Fruit Gummy.
You did a great job today, Queen. My final thought is that we're going to see a lot of this stuff happening as the months and if months turn into years. We're going to see a lot of things that are meant to rage bait us and pull us in. But like Queen Sheba said, it's about power. This is a power grab, and they're going to start with people and places that they feel is at the bottom, undocumented, people that are typically marginalized. But when you follow the paper trail, when you follow what is really at stake, it is about power. And in times like this, you're going to see a lot of Nicki Minaj's and a lot of, the other ones come out. That is a very small fish. It really not even on the board. And it is important to just stay informed, stay grounded and sound in who you are and what's going on, and ultimately just stay informed. Look for the Don Lemons, look for the independent media out there that is giving you the truth of what's going on. And those are just my final thoughts.
Oh my God, amazing panel today, y'all. We got to give them a round of applause. Let me listen. A round of applause. They did a damn good job. I love it. Like this was one I didn't even think y'all would pull up for this type of conversation. You guys have left me speechless. I'm for real. I like to put a little bit of sophistication, professionalism, a little bit of hood in my, coverage to make sure everybody feels welcome. Everybody get a seat at the table. But y'all really pulled up. So we may have to start doing more of this on Mondays. I don't know. We may be on to something. That's what y'all like, I may serve it up.
We like that, Queen.
You like that?
We like that.
They say y'all were well spoken, baby. They brought it. We had a little bit of passion. Tulsa came. We got 2 Cocos, baby. It was good. It was a really great conversation. And just know you're always welcome to click the link. We had the other girl. What's her name? I like the fact that she wrote notes.
I forgot her name, but I know she said she was the Nicki supporter.
Yes, I like when she came prepared. She listened. She was jotting down. Y'all click that link. That'll help you work on your public speaking, help you to get used to presenting in rooms and spaces that you're not familiar with, period, point blank. But we had a time over here today. And if it's a good conversation, we'll bring it to you. Thank you, Deborah, for the 5-piece and a pepper. She says, always. Thank you, Deborah AB. We appreciate it. Let's go to L. No, who is this? Kenzane Hair. Thank you for the 10-piece and a pepper. She says Nicki's gonna mess around and be like looking like that dude here in Texas who had the what restaurant? And be on the next thing smoking when they no longer have a use for her. What restaurant? But I get what you're saying. Absolutely. They listen. But tell me what restaurant. You're right. You make a good point. We had another super chat come through from L. L say injustice anywhere is a threat to justice. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Listen, y'all are hot and heavy today. And ain't nobody missed a beat today, baby. Y'all are on it. And when I say own it, I got to give props where props are due. But let me say this. This is my closing thought. It's all business. Hold on. We got more super chats coming in. Thank you, Aquarius 1982, for the 5-piece and a pepper. You said shout out to the panel and Queen for the platform. Didn't they do a good job today? Damn, they did a good job. That's the way I like it. That's the way. Tenderism. I like it. I got you. I see what you're talking about. So listen, what are my final thoughts? Remember where you are. Remember where you are. Be nimble. Johnny be nimble. Johnny be quick. You remember that Johnny be nimble. Johnny be quick. Johnny jumped over a candlestick. Be nimble in real time. That means you're able to pivot, change management, all of that. Okay, this is what we doing. I don't agree with it. I'm not saying follow the crowd. I'm saying be in the world, but not of it. And recognize a thing is a thing without becoming emotionally attached. Recognize the rules of the game when they're changing in real time. Don't get stuck on what you want, what you think it should be. Recognize what it is and move accordingly. Period, point blank. That's it. That's all. They are running a business right now out of this country. If they're in Minnesota, they're there for a reason. We were just in Minnesota in 2020. Y'all get what I'm saying? Hold on. Why are we back? What are you saying, Queen? You know what I'm saying. Weren't we just in Minnesota a few years ago? 2020? What is it that we need from Minnesota that we didn't get in 2020 that we have to go back again? For the Somalians, Renee Good. First it was George Floyd. I don't know, but I'm picking up what they're putting down. Go look, go search. It's something there. Fruit Gummy Queens with a 2-piece and a paper said he had a Trump-themed restaurant and got deported. Ooh, child. Used them up and sent them home. Yeah, we were just in Minnesota. We just really, and we're back again. Listen, same thing. Same cost. It's just wrapped in a different box. Different wrapping paper. That's it. The question is why? What does Minnesota have that you want? What are you really pushing? What's the real agenda? Food for thought.